Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we had voting in Jharkhand, but the most important issue in Jharkhand this time has been the issue of infiltration, illegal infiltration, and the BJP has made it the numero uno issue. It says that in Jharkhand there's an incredible amount of infiltration that is happening when there are tribals, where there are people who have for centuries been residents of Jharkhand and who today are the subject of a demographic change. The numbers are on your screen. The number of the Muslim population, the increase in the Muslim population over the years, these are clear numbers which the BJP talks about. It says that the demographic change in Jharkhand is not organic, it is inorganic. It can only happen when there is a large-scale influx from Bangladesh. And it's pretty much the same situation as was earlier in Assam, as has earlier been the case and continues to be the case in Bengal. Unchecked attack on the local population by Bangladeshi infiltrators. And ladies and gentlemen, Republic decided to investigate this. We sent teams which traveled almost 700 kilometers to expose the reality of infiltration. We went on the ground. We spoke to people. We got anecdotes. We got case studies. And we decided to find out for ourselves whether it's true that there has been such a large-scale demographic change. So the place we targeted is the Santhal area. And ladies and gentlemen, we went from Ranchi to Deoghar. We went from Deoghar to Sahibganj. These two distances themselves 450 kilometers. Then we went from Sahibganj town to Rajmahal, from Rajmahal to Pakur, from Pakur town to the West Bengal Gopinathpur border. That's another 120 kilometers, ladies and gentlemen. And all through this effort of the Republic Media Network to put our reporters on the ground, to put our camera persons on the ground, to get you the story from the ground, because we don't take what politicians say at face value. And let me tell you, our lead story today is about what we have found on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the data which is backing the ground reality we have found in the Santhal Pargana. In our news report today, you will find stories about the rampant land grab that has happened in Sahibganj and Pakur. You have panchayats which are being run by men while tribal women remain dummy heads. You have the case studies of tribal men being duped by Muslim men in the area, the land being grabbed after loans which are given to the Muslim men in the area. We will tell you today in our ground report about the artificial indebtedness that has been created out there and the hardships that Hindu villagers are having to face where they talk about their ordeal, how they are threatened by the infiltrators in their area and when they are losing the right to live in the lands of their ancestors. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can sit in a metro city and say it doesn't matter to me, and I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it does. If this country's demography is artificially changed, none of us, you, me, any citizen in this country will be safe. Now consider this, viewers, also in the recent American election, the Democratic Party says infiltration is not an issue. But clearly the people of America are now awakened and they are being, as we would call sajag, aware citizens. In India too, we need to be sajag and aware about the dangers of illegal infiltration. Our Republic Special Investigation, and that's debate number 1 tonight, viewers, is exposing part by part the threat of illegal infiltration in Jharkhand. That's a story you cannot miss. Also at 8:40 p.m. tonight, you have the Muslim quota debate in Maharashtra. Amit Shah says the Congress's agenda is the Muslim quota, and the Karnataka government is also being dragged into this same issue, which has become a running issue in the state of Maharashtra as well. At 9 o'clock tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on this special edition of the debate this evening, we debate the Supreme Court verdict over Bulldozer justice. And I will tell you why, with the greatest of respect to the Supreme Court of India, I believe that legal bulldozer justice, and I repeat, legal, not illegal, legal bulldozer justice is required in this country. Otherwise, people will never learn why I support Yogi Adityanath. That's also on the debate tonight. And here are the headlines this Wednesday evening on the debate tonight. The infiltration threat becomes the biggest flashpoint in the elections. The Republic Special Investigation premiering tonight brings to you the expose from the tribal belt of Jharkhand, where first-hand accounts of villagers will shock you. Appeasement is the Congress party's only agenda. That's what the BJP claims, as they claim that the Congress government in Karnataka was going to allocate 4% quota for Muslim contractors in public work projects up to 1 crore. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah denies the charge. Supreme Court passes a verdict on Bulldozer. Justice says that the executive cannot demolish houses and properties of people only on the ground that they are accused or convicted in a crime, and that no demolition should be carried out without prior show cause notices. This evening, we start with a special investigation team report. The report of the Republic Special Investigation Team on the rising threat of infiltration in the state of Jharkhand. No, viewers, it's not just a political claim. As this report tells you, it is very much a reality in the tribal belt of Santhal Pargana in Jharkhand. A story that can happen anywhere in the country. The threat of infiltration in our country is very, very real. Let nobody underplay it.
संथाल परगना में आदिवासियों की आबादी तेजी से कम हो रही है। यहां के लोगों की जमीनें हड़पी जा रही है। यही समय है, हमें इस खतरे को यहीं पर रोकना होगा।
In the sweltering election season, infiltration has become the biggest flashpoint.
झारखंड में घुसपैठ रोकने के लिए यहां भाजपा सरकार चाहिए। झारखंड की पहचान को बचाने के लिए यहां भाजपा सरकार चाहिए।
And to get to the ground reality, Republic Special Investigation Team went inside the Santhal Pargana belt in the state of Jharkhand. Popular for its rich tribal culture, this belt has been thwarted by the threat of infiltration, and those by Bangladeshi infiltrators. In this report, Republic SIT will expose part by part the modus operandi and the ground reality of mass illegal infiltration. And what these first-hand witness recount will shock you. A reality that goes beyond just a fake ID card. In Bishnupur village, the head of the village claims that tribal women are trapped by infiltrators who then grab their land.
बांग्लादेश से आया, वोटर कार्ड भी बनता है, अपना वोटर माने इस देश का निवासी बनने के लिए वो लोग करता है और अपना विकास करता है इस जगह में रहने के लिए, और करता भी है बहुत कोई। तकरीबन 20 साल हो चुकी। हम लोग केंद्रवा चौक जाते हैं तो उतना घर भी नहीं था, यहाँ से वहाँ तक पूरा खाली ही खाली था, जंगल था। अभी तो सिर्फ यहाँ से वहाँ जाइएगा तो सिर्फ मुस्लिम का ही घर देखिएगा, एसटी का कहीं नहीं, या कोई एसटी का कोई जगह ही नहीं।
Once they marry the women, the Mukhya says the land grabbing is their eventual motive, and they proceed to tactfully usurp tribal land after marrying Hindu tribal girls.
सिस्टम यही है कि वो लोग शादी करते हैं, जो आदिवासी गरीब महिला रहते हैं उसको प्रलोभन देकर उनसे पहले शादी किया जाता है। उनके बाद उनके परिवार से दान स्वरूप वो लोग जमीन लेते हैं। यहाँ जिस तरह बांग्लादेशी का बात है, बांग्लादेशी कहीं ना कहीं है, बांग्लादेशी ऐसे बात नहीं है कि नहीं है।
As Republic crew moved from Bishnupur to Gopinathpur village, tribals narrated a horrific violence, threat and intimidation that allegedly unfolded days before we reached there.
अम्मा, आपका नाम?
हमारा नाम माला मंडल।
तो माला जी, एक बात बताइए, यहाँ पे अगस्त माह में जो कुछ हुआ उसके बाद ये कहा जा रहा है कि कुछ सालों में यहाँ पे घुसपैठियों की संख्या बहुत बढ़ गई है बांग्लादेश।
यहाँ पर थोड़ा थोड़ा घर था, थोड़ा थोड़ा। अभी बांग्लादेश घुस के बहुत हो गया। और झगड़ा सोमवार के झगड़ा ये लक्ष्मी कटने से 17 और 18 तारीख, सोमवार 17 और मंगलवार 18 तारीख। तो सोमवार के हमारा लक्ष्मी कटा है, पूजा करता है उसी का। तो कटा है तो हिंदू के जगह में कटा है, तो हमारा हिंदू कठो बोलता है कि नहीं, हमारा हिंदू के जगह का ही कटा है, मुसलमान के जगह में तुम्हारा जगह में काटो, घेर बार के काटो। तो वही बोलता है, चाकू दिखाता है किया।
हम लोग का मंदिर है, दुर्गा मंदिर है, उधर मुंह पर चल गया।
आप लोग देखभाल करिए।
As we spoke to more residents of the area, they explained to us how the infiltration is from this very point. Our crews reached there.
This village is divided by a canal. On the other side of this canal is a hub of Bangladeshi infiltrators, and the major reason for the clash in the month of August was that some miscreants came from that side of the canal to this village. The riots broke out because there was arson and bombing, and after that this place saw the formation of the SIT committee as well for the peace formation. But the huge number and the influx of Bangladeshi infiltrators in the nearby areas is a huge problem for the Hindus who are residing here.
A young man claims that there were gunshots and death threats in what had ensued. Hear his version.
दर्शन करने गए थे और उसी समय गांव
हाँ पूरा कर लिया, उधर भी, उधर से आया, उधर से आया, उधर से आया, उधर से आया। ईद में उधर गाय काटा। हम लोग बोला मत काटो, हम लोग बोला तो वो लोग बोला काटेंगे, क्या कर लेगा। हम लोग को बोला तुम लोग को काट देंगे। फिर अगले दिन हुआ झगड़ा, बम ब्लास्ट, पत्थर चलाया। दूसरा दिन हुआ, फिर तीसरा दिन हुआ, तीन दिन झगड़ा हुआ।
Republic's investigation team was in Jharkhand, Santhal Pargana for several days. The belt, which was complete tribal belt, is now demographically changed because of the huge influx of Bangladeshi infiltrators. Majorly two constituencies, Sahibganj and Pakur, share their borders with West Bengal's Malda and Murshidabad, from where Bangladeshi infiltrators enter the state of Jharkhand. The villagers also told us how the violence is also initiated by these infiltrators. Republic investigation will bring out the complete truth of the infiltrators because threat of infiltration is nationwide.
As the demographic debate gains center stage nationally, Republic vows to expose the illegal infiltration plot report by report.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have our panelists tonight, Tohin Sinha, Rajat Sethi and Dr. Vikram Singh. Kapil Madan pro Congress, Vivek Srivastav from the CPI, and Piyush Joshi backs the Aam Aadmi Party, all on the screen. Good evening. Gentlemen, why is the pro-Muslim Congress saying that there is no infiltration, Kapil? Stories like the one, the pro-Muslim Congress says that there is no infiltration. Is it because the infiltrators are Muslim that the Congress is looking at the chance of expanding its pro-Muslim politics and its Muslim vote bank further, using foreigners in the state of Jharkhand? Do Indians and Hindus not matter for the pro-Muslim Congress?
Let me say that in very beginning that your allegations are without any substance and merits, and allow me to explain why. Rather, when you played the clip where Mr. Modi was making a speech and he was talking about infiltration, to my understanding, Mr. Modi did a self-call because he was speaking about his own failure. Now, who is at the center?
Are you saying there is no infiltration?
Central agency. Just a minute. Hold on. Don't get anxious.
No, I'm very calm. Are you saying there is no infiltration?
Just a minute. Have water. Have some water.
I had water before the show. Are you saying there is no infiltration?
So just hold on. So just hold on.
There's nothing to hold. I mean, I'm saying, are you saying there is no infiltration?
Why are you getting panic? I've not even started to expose and debunk the entire false narrative, and you get panic. Now allow me.
Ask the viewers who is panicking today, me or you. I'm not panicking. You're panicking.
Now, Mr. Modi, when he talked about infiltration, now who has the control or over the central agency? Who guards our, borders? Who guards our roads at the, border? It is the central agencies. We have ITBP, we have Border Security Force, we have CISF, and so many other agencies who are, working around the corner. And if despite that Mr. Modi talks about the fact that there has been infiltration, then I think
Mr. Modi talks about the fact you don't believe there is infiltration. No, you don't believe there is infiltration.
Now tell me something. No, just
you don't believe so.
If someone is
distributing ration cards.
Now first thing that you need to ask is whom are you fixing the accountability for that failure? How at the first instance someone who is not a citizen of our country, how could he illegally enter in our country? You please answer point number one.
Okay. Now thank you for that. I'll take that to Tuhin and Rajat.
You answer, no?
1 minute.
You answer.
Why should I answer? You only listen to me or what? Or you value my opinion so much? You want me to answer? Then you value my opinion. Thank you.
You were interrupting me so much.
No. You value my opinion, and which is something that I like. I like people who value my opinion, and my answer to you is very simple, Kapil, and don't speak a word when I'm speaking, because unlike you, I speak little, but I speak a lot of sense. I blame the state government. I blame Hiteshwar Saikia in Assam. I blame Mamta Banerjee in Bengal. And I will blame the present Jharkhand government in Jharkhand. Because the state governments welcome these people, give them ration cards, and use them as vote banks. That is the fact. When the state government takes an anti-infiltrator position, like Himanta Biswa Sharma has taken in Assam, then you put a roadblock on it. We need a Donald Trump approach to infiltration. You are a Kamala Harris type of party. That is your choice. Kamala Harris lost. So is the case with you. Tuhin wants to respond and Rajat wants to come in. The debate is on. Viewers, hashtag tonight, infiltration is real. Tuhin.
Arnab, I have spent nearly 10 days in Jharkhand in the last 1 month, and I can tell you that Adivasis in the state are facing an existential crisis in the domain, in the hotbed of Hemant Soren. Places like Dumka, places like Pakur, which has been the domain of the Soren family for a very long time, are worst impacted because obviously there is a collusion, and there is a collusion not just between the Jharkhand state government and the infiltrators. Almost all Indi state governments have been facilitating it. The two districts where, in Bangladesh, through which it is facilitated, Malda and Murshidabad. And the two districts in Jharkhand which are worst impacted, obviously Pakur and Dumka. But the problem today is that, it is not restricted to Santhal Parganas alone. They have percolated down because of the alacrity with which ration cards, because of the alacrity with which election cards have been distributed by Hemant Soren government. And that is where the real challenge lies. When they have been naturalized, when they have been inviting, they've been managing to get relative sneak in. Obviously, it requires a Himanta Biswa Sharma approach. At least 30,000 of these infiltrators have been packed off from Assam in the last few years. And similar thing would happen in Jharkhand the moment a state government comes into power over there. But the bigger problem is Mamta Banerjee. You would recall that Mamta Banerjee has throughout been in conflict with the central government because the central government took an important decision a few years ago to expand the surveillance base of BSF from 15 kilometers radius to 50 kilometers on the border. Now, Mamta Banerjee has been continuously opposing it, and in that buffer zone between 50 kilometers and 50 kilometers is where parties like TMC execute their chicanery. They distribute ration cards at will, they distribute identity cards at will, and nationalize the illegal migrants. But yes, it will be endgame for them the moment a state government comes in Jharkhand, and sooner than later in Bengal.
So the danger right now is being stated. Piyush is coming into the debate. Yes, Piyush.
Yeah,
yes,
so
Piyush.
have you solved the problem in Assam? Because Assam is BJP government and the union government is also of the Bharatiya Janata Party, number one. Second question, why are you not
largely contained it?
Hold on.
Largely
hold on.
combated it.
I did not interrupt.
We have
interrupt you.
largely
when you spoke, I
combated
expect
it.
the same courtesy. I did not
No,
interrupt.
you
I'm
asked me a question, I'm answering it right away.
So
I don't
kindly allow
struggle
me
for answers like
kindly
you.
allow me to complete the questions. Kindly allow me to complete the questions, then you can come in and answer them all. So just have some patience and answer all the questions in one go. Okay, so why are you not conducting a census? COVID is long over. Have you solved the problem in Assam? And are you accepting the failure of the Union Home Ministry? Because you yourself are saying that the problem is across the nation. The problem is not only restricted to Jharkhand and Bengal, it's there in Assam as well.
I would like to come in on that.
To blame the immigrants and the minorities, to hide the failure of governance and administration. That's what Donald Trump has done, and that is what this government is doing.
I'll tell you, Donald.
If the infiltration is a proper problem, then it is the Union Home Ministry's job to tackle it. And why are we not conducting a census? To get the hard data that we need.
No, I think we have data.
In order to solve the
I think we have data. I am not pro-Hindu or anti-Muslim. I am a sociologist by training and a social anthropologist in terms of my education. I can tell you that please don't disregard what Donald Trump is saying. Today in India, as per the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, the Muslim population share has grown a record 43% between 1950 and 2015, largely the period of non-BJP Congress governments. The Hindu population has declined in the period of the Congress government by 8%. Why did the Hindu population come down? Why did the Muslim population go up by 45% in terms of share? Yes, Vivek, do you counter my point? Do you have a counter or are you just heckling?
Nobody is heckling you. Love Jihad bill, CANRC, all kind of useless bills, farmers bill. You got everything which is illogical.
Rajat.
But if the population growth of Hindus and Muslims both is a problem because of lack of resources in our country, why didn't this government get a population control bill? Because actually the problem is not as great as they are trying to show, number one. Number two,
I disagree.
believe in my government at the center.
The problem of Muslim infiltrators in India is a very grave problem.
Yeah. No, it is not.
It's a very grave problem, I know it. I would like to ask you, Vivek, listen. थोड़े हल्के से बोलिए पहले. I come from a district called Borpeta. Okay, my paternal ancestral village is in Borpeta, a place called Hothebari. Okay. We are from the Polla Hotro. Hotro is a Hindu Vaishnavite. It's like a Hindu Vaishnava. You could call it monastery. You could call it an institution, a Hindu institution. Okay. The land of my Hotro, the Hindu Vaishnavite ancestry that I have has been taken over by Bangladeshi infiltrators. In my village, there is a school. The land to the school has been donated by all the Hindus in the area. The school land, the Maidan where children should play football in a government-aided school, has been taken over by Muslim Bangladeshi infiltrators who do not speak Assamese. They did not tapko from nowhere. 1 minute. They did not, 1 minute. They did not tapko from nowhere. You with the rainbows behind you must realize that my state of Assam, there are 14 districts which are Muslim dominated. Borpeta, which is the center of the Vaishnavite Hindu faith in Assam, in Lower Assam, is today 73% Muslim district.
Okay, now...
One minute, you with the rainbow behind you, with the rainbow behind you, I am telling you, how did my district become 74% Muslim? Because there were more Muslim children? No.
Let me speak.
No, there is nothing to speak, Baba.
No. There's a lot
You people are demographic criminals.
If I have a splendid man called Arnab Goswami coming all the way from Assam and, working in Mumbai, working in Delhi, in Noida, setting up his studios, doing so well, I mean, what should I call you?
I am an Indian.
Immigration is a way
I am
of
an
life.
Indian.
Immigration is a way of
I am
life.
a Bharatiya. It's not immigration.
Yes, everybody is a Bharatiya.
Mr. J, it's not immigration. I am from one state. I'm sorry. I hold an Indian passport.
Okay.
If I was a Bangladeshi, you can ask me that question. How dare you ask me the question? No, I am an Indian.
Hold on, please.
No, you hold on. You hold on.
Indian like Anil Kapoor in Mr. India.
Rajat will reply to you because I'm getting personally vested in this discussion. Rajat, over to you. Rajat.
Vivek here is mixing illegal migration with internal migration from one state to the other state.
Illegal
How
migration
illogical can a
10
person
साल में
be?
कितना
Now
हुआ
let
है,
me
sir?
tell you, sir,
You don't
just
trust your
pause. You have
army.
had your chance to
You
speak.
don't trust your
And you have
Rajat is on the debate, Rajat.
national television. Now allow others to come.
Rajat.
Then you answer.
Arnab, please understand. First of all, thank you. I'm coming to your show after a fairly long time.
Welcome, welcome.
The root cause of the problem. The division of Assam happened primarily on religious line at the partition. All the Muslim majority districts, including Sylhet, by the way, which was out of Assam and created into East Pakistan. All the Hindu majority districts were with the Indian state of Assam, and over a period of time, unabated migration kept on happening till the time Supreme Court mandated NRC was brought in. You know, the challenge with NRC is Mr. Singh will not understand this because he does not have any ground understanding. The problem with NRC typically are
coming into India by air, by sea, by plane. By, you know,
audio louder for Rajat.
Blessings of Narendra.
Audio louder for Rajat will least.
The illegal migrants within the state of Assam over a period of time, they distributed themselves. They moved out into cities like Dimapur. The texture of Dimapur completely, entirely changed. The Arunachal Pradesh changed. In West Bengal, a lot of the illegal migrants which had entered into either into Assam or into Bengal, they migrated into West Bengal. And the forest areas of Jharkhand as well. You know, there is a pattern. You just brought out the hospital. Look at the Brahmaputra banks. Any land was classically either government or was assumed the larger Khotro land was all seen as supporting for these illegal
please, I can't hear you.
The CNT and SPT as well. The Santhal Pargana and the Chota Nagpur Plateau, both these places were largely had very scarce population of the tribals. These illegal migrants felt that perhaps squatting inside these tribal forests is fairly and easy to do because there will be no census or there will be no exercise to come in and identify them and evict them. This is why they strategically moved. I'm again telling you, the banks of Brahmaputra River, the Khotro land, the forest area, the hills which are unclaimed, reserved forests of the government, all of these are identified and land jihad is the reason why illegal migrants.
A word used, land jihad. Rajat's intervention speaks about land jihad. I would like to bring in Piyush right now into the debate. Piyush,
let's just assume that whatever Rajat is saying is true. You know, for 1 second, let's just presume. I fairly don't believe that, but then let's give him his own share, of truth. So all I'm asking, when the government is planning the census, does this union government totally inefficient and totally incompetent in conducting a census?
Because I told you the reason.
And how long are we going to rely on indirect data like the Economic Advisory Council, which is basically not qualified to deal with the demography as such in particular and demographic changes in particular? All the Economic Advisory Council needs to do
1 minute. I'd like Vikram Singh to come in. I'd like Vikram Singh to come in. I think that with respect, Piyush, what you are saying when you asked, and the question was also asked by Kapil, why does the government not do the census? First of all, as we all know, the government has begun that process, will be completed in 2025. But having a census will not solve the problem. It's like saying, 1 minute, sir. Sir, 1 minute. Yes, you need the data to validate, because otherwise we'll have endless debates like this. I will keep saying there's infiltration. You will keep saying that the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, the data is not true. But I just want to tell you once again with respect, Piyush, this is the kind of debate we had in Assam. And this debate continued for a long time. Did it solve the problem? When a person is having a heart attack or has had a major heart attack, do you tell the person to go through an angioplasty, a bypass, or an ECG? Having an ECG will not solve the heart problem. You are saying, let's have an ECG of the situation. I'm telling you, we need a surgery. And if part of the surgery is removing the blockage...
How do you diagnose?
Well, there's no need to diagnose if people like you are not in denial. The problem is real. We are going to be taken over by infiltrators in this country. Vikram Singh, infiltration is real. Vikram Singh, nobody wants to accept that infiltration is real. Vikram Singh.
Thank you, Arnav, for your unsparing opening remarks. And I would say that I have hands-on experience, and there are intelligence reports to show that more than half the population of Australia is living in India as illegal Bangladeshi migrants. It is not the question of just one Santhal Pargana. Akbar Nagar in Lucknow, Panbhulpura in Udham Singh Nagar, Nainital, as also Haldwani and Bahedi in Bareilly and Nainital district. You name it. And the people with vested interest politicians have brought them as vote banks. And you know the colloquial language, what they say? Ye hamari amanat hai. And we are supposed to protect them. And well, if you're supposed to protect them, then who is going to protect the law-abiding and the tax-paying Indians? And there are special interest groups and the mafia that give them the voters' ID, the Aadhaar card, and other identity papers, give them the facilitation of learning the local language and the dialect. And then it is not just a question of just land jihad. Land jihad, love jihad, plunder all the forest, flora and fauna, the valuable timber, use up all the land and the assets, and wherever you have artifacts and everything are up for sales and grabs. It is a scary situation, and I do feel that what Trump is planning to...
Sorry, lost you there. There's no need to smile this away.
Because without that, he will be very helpless. This is absolutely imperative, because they can... Sweeping the problem underneath the carpet, gentlemen, is not the answer.
First you don't help the Adivasis, Vikram Singh ji. You don't help the Adivasis, and when somebody helps them, you say, "Yeah, Mother Teresa is helping because she wants to convert." So you have Adivasi population in the package we just saw. Okay?
Vivek,
if people help the Adivasis,
Vivek, you made your point. Vikram Singh is responding. Vikram Singh.
It is the question of illegal Bangladeshi migrants. We will discuss Mother Teresa later. Bangladeshi migrants are the problem. This is the problem at hand. And they're working not only, they're working as spies, they're working as fake columnists, they're working as fake vote banks. And you know what? The ISI has a specific roadmap, Arnab. They want to have at least one MLA constituency in every district through totally orchestrated by illegal Bangladeshi migrants. So if UP has 75 districts, there are 75 MLAs to their beck and call. It's a scary situation, and it can create problems which will be very difficult to handle.
Vikram Singh, I respect you and your opinion a lot. So I'm just asking you a counter. Do you think BSF has nothing to do with it? And if BSF is responsible for allowing the infiltration, it's responsible. Can the union home minister wash his hands?
Tuhin will reply to that. Tuhin
and say that we
Tuhin will reply to that in a fast debate tonight.
Tuhin, you know, every time the opposition of this country is so compromised that every time they have to hide their guilt, they keep asking, what have you done in the last 10 years? But let me tell you that illegal migration into this country started way back in 1947-48. In fact, there is evidence of Gopinath Bardolai, the first CM of Assam, having written to Nehru of how grim the situation was, but Nehru encouraged it. Today, what has changed in the last 10 years is that the opposition state governments have shown unnatural alacrity in naturalizing these illegal migrants. These India-alliance state governments are acting as agents for these infiltrators by naturalizing them. That is what has changed in the last 10 years. They have been awarding them, Aadhaar cards. Voting cards, and in some cases 3 or 4 Aadhaar cards and voting cards. I think that will end the moment we have a state government in Jharkhand and in Bengal.
May I ask you, Piyush, you take exception. Piyush, you take exception to the reference to Nehru, and you always seem to laugh it off. The limited point I may want to add to the point which Tuhin made is that it is not just about Nehru. The Congress is... 1 minute, Piyush, I want to make a statement. I want to make a statement with a few points.
Before coming on debates, illegal migration has existed for many decades. The difference is the unnatural alacrity shown by opposition parties.
Yes, Rajat.
The government has sealed the border. The Myanmar border is being sealed. Entire 1,500 kilometers of border with Bangladesh has been sealed. Isn't that a small thing? This investigation has happened over decades. People are within these illegal migrants within the country, and they are moving all over the places. What could the government of India do?
Because you don't have any answers.
Piyush,
cannot have legal migrants.
What has the Union government done from this
on the issue of infiltration, my counter to you is this. My counter to Piyush and Vivek is this. One, One, do you want Jharkhand to become a Muslim state? Two, you talk about Nehru, but I can prove to you tonight that Manmohan Singh was pro-Rohingya too. Manmohan Singh authorized giving. Manmohan Singh is the pro-Rohingya Prime Minister. I'm saying it. Sue me.
I'm a pro-Rohingya here.
Yeah, you are pro-Rohingya and Manmohan Singh is pro-Rohingya. The difference is you are not Prime Minister.
Nehruji और
Manmohan Singh is pro-Bangladeshi Rohingya. Manmohan Singh's government was pro-Bangladeshi Rohingya because they gave a nod to giving Rohingyas living in Delhi UN cards. Why did Manmohan Singh want UN refugee cards to be given to Rohingyas in India? Why did he? Yes, Vivek, tell me.
Why did Hardeep Singh Puri
louder
created homes for Rohingyas and even claimed credit for
The
it?
entire world gives refugee status.
इसने हरदीप सिंह पुरी ने घर बनाए कि नहीं बनाए रोहिंग्यास के लिए और क्रेडिट लिया कि नहीं लिया?
You have.
Now Vikram Singh, now they will be openly pro-Rohingya. This is the level of political correctness.
This is so
This is the
unfortunate
kind of
that
political
Rohingyas are
correctness like of Kamala Harris when you say that 7-year-old children should be allowed to define their gender. You are too woke for me.
Rohingyas are behind all
Vikram
kinds
Singh.
Rana, this is an alternative tragedy. Rohingyas are behind all communal situations, all petty larceny, thefts, and all other crimes that are happening in places where they have been able to migrate. But look at the success story. They have been able to reach Kashmir. They have been able to reach Gujarat. They have been able to reach Maharashtra. Unless there is some kind of internal understanding by the mafia that they are able to be transported from the porous borders of West Bengal right up to Gujarat and Kashmir, that needs to be addressed and they need to be identified.
Who's going to address it, sir? That's what I'm asking. Who's going to address it? That's what I'm asking. Who's going to take the lead?
Tuin, who should address it?
Yes or no?
Who should address it?
And who's going to take the lead? Who's going to solve the problem?
Of course, both the central government and the state governments have to address it. The central government.
So what have you done?
Central government.
What have you done? Enumerate the steps.
Have to address it. And that is why in our Jharkhand manifesto we have made it very clear that
No, I'm not talking about manifesto. I'm talking about you enumerating the steps you've taken in last 10 years' time.
In Jharkhand in particular, Arnab, why the situation becomes grimmer is because there is a pattern where these illegal migrants have tried to woo Adivasi women. They have usurped their land and they are operating as a proxy.
Viewers, we can continue to debate it. The fact is there are two categories of people in our population today. Those who believe infiltration is fiction and those who believe infiltration is real. On republicworld.com, we are carrying this as a campaign. I believe infiltration is real. And we can change and stop infiltration in our country only if a large majority of people in our country stop being silent about infiltration and make a noise about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us make a noise about it. Now to our next short debate, the debate over Muslim reservations. It is once again center stage in India's political discourse. Amit Shah is campaigning all out in Maharashtra, then the Prime Minister in Jharkhand, and what could not escape their election rallies is this brazen, out in the open appeasement model by the Congress and its allied parties whose agenda is clear. According to the BJP, they will snatch quota from SC, ST and OBCs and give them over to the minorities, specifically to Muslims, just for votes. Let's debate.
The debate over Muslim reservation continues unabated.
कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष को ये सारे उलेमा मिले और कहा मुसलमानों को आरक्षण देना चाहिए। भाइयों बहनों, अगर मुसलमानों को आरक्षण देना है तो SC, ST और OBC का आरक्षण काट कर देना पड़ेगा। राहुल बाबा, मैं आज दूरे से कहकर जाता हूं, कान खोल कर सुन लो, आपकी चौथी पीढ़ी आएगी तो भी मुस्लिम आरक्षण नहीं।
The NDA camp has the Indie cornered on its modus operandi.
अपनी सरकार के 10 साल में मैंने लगातार SC, ST, OBC के आरक्षण की रक्षा की है। ये कांग्रेस और इंडी गठबंधन वाले मेरी इस कोशिश से भी भड़के हुए हैं। इनका पूरा ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड SC, ST, OBC का आरक्षण छीनने का रहा है। ये दलितों और पिछड़ों का आरक्षण छीनकर उसे सिर्फ और सिर्फ मुसलमानों को देना चाहते हैं।
While the opposition's appeasement politics model could not be more brazen. Remember, during the Lok Sabha elections, Lalu Prasad had gone all out on his Muslim quota confession. Back in May 2024, even Mamata was not spared by the Calcutta High Court when all OBC certificates were dismissed. The BJP had alleged that under the garb of giving OBC reservations, Mamata was favouring Muslims. The row over Muslim quotas has taken centre stage yet again in the 2024 election season. Is Muslim vote bank appeasement politics the only way the opposition can think of for staying relevant?
Tuhin stays on in the debate. Congress Party's Sheikh Amir is joining us from Srinagar. Mr. Amir, why is the pro-Muslim Congress now wanting to bring in a Muslim quota? Because this Muslim quota is a bad idea. If you have Muslim quota, what will happen to people from other religions? Being a Muslim is not supposed to make you entitled for a quota. Why does Congress want to have a Muslim quota? How can it help anyone?
Arnab, the thing is actually, BJP sets the narrative and you are so much ready to carry it forward. And when you are talking about Muslims, who are these Muslims? Are they Pakistanis?
No, but why do you need a quota for Muslims? I'm not saying, so you are saying this, I'm not saying Muslims like that. I'm saying Muslims are equal citizens of India. But why does Congress want to have a Muslim quota? Why? What is there a need to create a divide in the country by having a quota for Muslims?
There is a need. So if you talk about, there are certain, many committees, we talk about Sachar committee, and there are other committees set up, which the report of which clearly says the condition of Muslims economically, financially is very weak. And if somebody talks about the Muslim reservation, what's bad in talking about it? What's bad in demanding?
No, but the thing is that you have to think about Hindus also. And now you see, Congress has become basically a total Muslim-focused party. I have breaking news.
Why
Congress is only for Muslims. Congress does not care about any other people from any other religion.
When there is SC, when there is ST, when there is OBC.
What about Hindus? Why only Muslims for Congress? Right now, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. And this is important, Tuhin. You are seeing here, right now we are told that the All India Muslim Personal Law Board has decided to openly support the Congress alliance in Maharashtra, which means Muslim Personal Law Board, which is a religious body, is supporting the Congress, which means Congress NCP has openly become a pro-Muslim coalition.
There is no need to make it.
Why do you want to be only voice of Muslim? What happens to Hindus?
This is the copy. If Hindus demand something, this is the anti-Muslims. If Muslims
this is the copy of the constitution that I read.
Yes.
This is the copy of the constitution that I read. Unlike Rahul Gandhi and his followers who refer to blank pages of the constitution, the red constitution, this is the constitution which I read. And I have referred to it multiple times. There is no provision, there is no remotest possibility of reservation based on religion. So I don't know from where they get these ideas. But yes, there is a devious plan which the Congress is working on, which is evident from multiple indicators. You know, the Jamaat-e Ulema, the letter which they had given to the Congress party and the India Alliance in Maharashtra, there were two specific demands which were very unconstitutional. One is 10% reservation for Muslims in jobs and 10% reservation for Muslims in police. Imagine even policing would be done on communal basis, and the Congress response, especially from Nana Patole, was much rather in the affirmative. Then yesterday we got to know that in Karnataka they are seriously considering 4% of the government contracts, the tenders for construction of roads and civil construction would be awarded to the minority community. Can you imagine that, road construction, highway construction would now be awarded on the basis of religion? Where is this Congress party headed? And to add to all of that, let me give you the biggest danger, Arnab. They are simultaneously executing vote jihad on the ground. My fear is that they are creating very toxic, obnoxious conditions similar to the one that existed in the early part of 20th century, which had led to Minto Morley reforms and the introduction of a separate electorate. Please listen to this carefully. They are creating conditions similar to the ones that had existed that led to the introduction of a separate electorate. Arnab, I was in Jamshedpur last Saturday. Amit Shah ji had a rally in the city. Rahul Gandhi was also supposed to have a rally in the city. But nobody covered Rahul Gandhi's rally. Why? Because he chose a ghetto as a venue. He went out of the city to a particular ghetto. He addressed the crowd over there, and he very clearly gave an indication that he is not concerned about the Hindu votes. That is the reality of this present-day Congress party.
Well, I think we have a very dramatic development here today. Viewers, this is not often seen. And I think it is going to be the biggest breaking news story of the day, that you have the top Muslim law body backing the Congress. So what we are seeing here, Sheikh Hamid, is so far, the Congress said we are not a pro-Muslim party. We are not a Muslim-only party. We are not a Muslim party. But the Congress is now taking... Sir, the Congress is now becoming a pro-Muslim party, because this decision cannot happen without a detailed discussion between the Muslim Law Board and the Congress. That means that the Muslim body and the Congress have had some negotiations. And this is the same body, viewers, which wants hijab, which is anti the removal of triple talaq, that wants to suppress women. It is a hardline Muslim body that is against the Uniform Civil Code. And why this arrangement between Congress and the Muslim body is my question. Why is a Muslim body supporting the pro-Muslim Congress? Has the Congress decided to basically be the voice of Muslims in India? That means the Congress is saying we don't want the voice of Hindus. We will openly support the Congress. So if the Congress then becomes a Muslim-only party, please take the lines I've said. Use exact words.
Listen to me.
This is a very shocking development.
They have been using the IUML flag.
Very shocking development.
The campaign in Wayanad for Priyanka Gandhi, they have been using the IUML flag. I think a formal rebranding is in the process. The Congress is re-christening itself to a...
Yes, Sheikh, I am hearing you. But Sheikh, my question is this why Rahul Gandhi wanted to remove reservations? So you can remove, you remove SC/ST reservations, replace with Muslim, and get the backing of the Muslim Law Board. Muslim Board backing Congress is going to send a message to everyone in India that Congress only cares for Muslim vote. Congress should openly come out and say we reject the support of the All India Muslim Law Board. If it says I will take AIMPLB support, then Congress becomes a pro-Muslim party. It's a choice you have now. If Congress has decided to be a party only for Muslims, then okay.
Onus is also
Arnab, this is not a question. Arnab, this is not a question. This is not a question. It's a narrative. You are speaking like a better spokesperson of BJP than the actual BJP spokesman who is sitting in your.
But why has Muslim Law Board backed Congress?
Muslim Law Board. Who is Muslim Law Board? If RSS is backing BJP, does that mean that
RSS is backing BJP, and both RSS and BJP are the voice of Hindu nationalism and Hindu nationalist causes.
Trying to divide people on this Hindu-Muslim,
why?
There is debate always Hindu-Muslim. There is no debate about unemployment.
No, you want me to talk about unemployment, then you are taking the support of Muslim body. And then you say talk about economics. I will talk about this because you are in partnership with a Muslim body.
You are not questioning.
Why are you in partnership with Muslim Law Board?
You are peddling a narrative set by the
I am asking a question based upon a breaking news story. Why are you in partnership with a Muslim Law Board?
We are in the partnership with the people of India.
No, you are not. Muslim Law Board is not people of India.
Our politics is for the people of India.
भाई जो कर रहे हैं और कह रहे हैं वो दोनों में अंतर नहीं हो सकता है शेख अमीर जी. आप कह रहे हैं आई एम वे फॉर पीपल ऑफ इंडिया, बट आप जॉइंट वेंचर बना रहे हैं मुस्लिम लॉ बोर्ड के साथ.
No. Our politics is not for our own party, for our own existence, for our own chair and for our own.
Then for what is it? For the Muslim Law Board?
Elections. No. We don't set narratives like this. It's not that there are.
ये narrative है. Are you not taking support from Muslim Law Board?
The only thing.
You think Muslim Law Board represents Hindus?
The only thing.
Does Muslim Law Board represent Hindus?
The only thing BJP is having is the politics of hatred, politics of fear, politics
with
of
only
divide.
Muslim vote you cannot win, let me tell you.
They are very much expert.
But you have become a Muslim party.
What is a Muslim party? Muslims are not Indians?
Of course they are Indians, but only Muslim party is bad.
No, it's not only. Why only? Why are you spreading fear? Let me tell you one thing.
No, but because Muslim Law Board is only for Muslims. Like All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin is not for Hindus. Common sense hai na, Sheikh?
What are you talking about? Common sense? Does that mean, do you consider yourself a Hindu or a Muslim?
I consider myself a Hindu, not a Muslim. What is wrong?
So I consider myself a Muslim, not a Hindu. What's wrong
Very
with that?
good, but I am a Bharatiya first. Are you a Bharatiya first or a Muslim? I am saying I am a Bharatiya first and then a Hindu. Are you a Bharatiya first or are you a Muslim first? I am a Bharatiya first then a Hindu. Tell me, what are you? Are you a Bharatiya first or a Muslim first?
I am a Muslim as well as Bharatiya.
No. I am not Hindu as well as. I am saying I am first a Bharatiya and then a Hindu.
No. I'm not. Why you are setting the sequence and the chronology? I'm not for here for that.
Sequence नहीं है, common sense की बात है, ये logic की बात है.
To quit any of that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the breaking news story: All India Muslim Personal Law Board gets into open support for Congress party. Let's see the impact it has on Maharashtra politics. Viewers, on the other side tonight, you have a complex position taken by the Supreme Court on the Bulldozer issue. More on that.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Inside the person, the strength of bearing with the challenges and also the kind of demands that come off, that is the strength I'm talking about of a leadership. And you find that in Prime Minister Modi, and I will say this up front before I even open up this conversation with Arnab. A leader of that nature, keeping a team of people working with him, gives the confidence to the ordinary citizen that you are in safe hands, we will work hard, there shall not be any corruption, we are clear where we want to go along with you. It's not a dream of the leader alone. People are also resonating that voice. So to be in that team, I feel very humbled and honored, and all the praise that Arnab might give me, saying, this is what you brought to this position, this is what you did. It's a big team under Prime Minister Modi. And it is that team which is delivering it. And I don't think personally and individually I am doing some miracle. No, it's a large team. and a very firm leadership which says, let's go together. If there are little challenges, if there are, criticism, we'll take it in our stride. I'm not sure we'll ever in India change from being non-aligned. The expression may change. You're not going to be able to explicitly be with one group of nations as opposed to another group of nations. You are going to constantly keep friends everywhere. You need to keep...
जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला आया है सरकार के खिलाफ, उसका धन्यवाद देता हूं, बधाई देता हूं। जो घर तोड़ने में सेकंड न लेते हो, उनसे क्या उम्मीद करते हो?
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Director, the taste of success.
Imagine the conflict, the dharma sankata of a prime minister. He wants to give vaccination to our people at the earliest. The process of getting our own vaccines ready is taking a bit more time. In the meanwhile, the temptation is that we can get the vaccines from outside, but it came with so many conditions. Were you ready to compromise on those conditions and get them? It's a different story that those vaccinations and their human fitness, as they say, are being questioned now. I'm not talking with the benefit of that doubt which is there. I'm not talking from that, advantage of a future looking back at the past.
भारत एक ग्लोबल सुपर पावर बनेगा और मीडिया नहीं होगा तो वो ग्लोबल सुपर पावर बन नहीं सकता है. So we are a dedication towards making India a global superpower. And we are very thrilled about it. We are very excited about it. For what we do is we live our dream and we say, can we make that happen? And I want to make one more prediction. People who think that they can do global news because they have money are totally mistaken. Ideas don't cost money. Ideology doesn't cost money. Nation first doesn't come with money. Belief doesn't come with money.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. And I love bulldozers. Bulldozers are useful. Bulldozers do great things. Bulldozers step in when people can't. Bulldozers are a great symbol of strength and also a symbol of the law. I find bulldozers fascinating and useful, and my hashtag tonight is, and I hope you support me, useful bulldozers. Now, there are some people who say that today the Supreme Court said that there can be no bulldozer justice. That is a lie. The Supreme Court did not say anything like that. The bulldozers are very useful for demolishing illegalities that come in the way of the law. In fact, I would argue that what the Supreme Court has said today is that you must use bulldozers where it is appropriate, right and legal to use bulldozers. Now, viewers, there are a group of people who were very happy when bulldozers broke Kangana Ranaut's home in Mumbai, and when the state government there, the Uddhav Sena, put out in their newspaper, Ukhad Diya, they were very happy when these shots played. At that point of time, the Congress said, well done. We love the bulldozers that are breaking Kangana's home. Hypocrites in the Congress, answer my question. Did you find bulldozers useful then? Did you speak up for what is right or wrong? On what basis were you targeting Kangana Ranaut? Let's go back to the subject now. The bench of the Supreme Court has in fact clarified that its directions will apply if there is, will not apply if there is an unauthorized structure in any public place such as a road, street, footpath, or which is near a rail line, or any place where there is a demolition order allowed by a court of law, which means specifically that everything that Yogi Adityanath has done is right. Because Yogi Adityanath has gone around breaking unauthorized structures which come in the way of public places. The problem with the Lutyens lobby doesn't read into the facts. As per the law, everything, in fact, as per the Supreme Court, it appears to me everything that Yogi Adityanath has done using bulldozers is 100% correct. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some people who say no, regardless of whether a person is a thief, a murderer, a rioter, or a rapist, his house must not be broken, even if the house is unauthorized. Let me flip that argument. What these Congress people are therefore trying to say, according to me, is that people who have carried out a theft, a murder, who have carried out a rape, who have misused the law, have a right to live in an unauthorized structure, build an unauthorized office, or construct an unauthorized building. Reverse the logic. What they are therefore trying to say means that they are trying to incentivize crime. Should it be, therefore, according to the Congress logic and the Lutyens logic, that a person should, in the pendency of a legal defense of an act of crime such as a rape or murder, an act of rioting, dacoity, or theft, in the pendency of the legal defense, be allowed to live in an unauthorized house? If that were to be the bizarre argument, then anybody who lives in an unauthorized house should immediately carry out an act of murder and then go to court and say, my lords, the decision on my act of murder is pending in a court of law. Until then, me and my family have the right to live in an unauthorized house. That is a stupid argument, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the argument I see the Lutyens lobby putting out when they celebrate what the Supreme Court has said. Ladies and gentlemen, let's accept the reality. What has the Supreme Court said? The Supreme Court has merely said, follow a little bit of process in the application of the law. Don't misuse the law. Give them notice, give them 15 days, ask for a reply, let the district magistrate know, and then go and do what the hell you want. And if required, go and get a court order from a court of law. And no court will say don't destroy or demolish the house. Ladies and gentlemen, in no case there has been a big debate on bulldozers, whether Yogi Adityanath is doing the right thing, whether Shivraj is doing the right thing, whether Himanto is doing the right thing. But tell me, is there a single specific case where the Congress party has been able to prove, or the Samajwadi party has been able to prove, that the structure which was demolished is a legal structure? Not one case. Not one case in which the people who are saying we are against bulldozers have been able to prove that the structure which was demolished was an authorized structure. So what is the argument they are putting? They are putting a Jungle Raj argument. They are trying to say that anybody can build any unauthorized structure and carry out any act of murder and rape and rioting or theft, and then say, I have a right to live in the unauthorized structure because I have carried out a murder, a rape, an act of killing, and in the pendency of my legal defense, my house cannot be broken either. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep some logic. There was a case, I think it was in Faizabad, Ayodhya, where a Samajwadi party leader, a significant person, was accused of an act of rape and also had an unauthorized building in which he had built a commercial complex. My argument is that that individual Samajwadi party leader was a man who had impunity towards the law. He carried out the act of rape with the same kind of impunity that he carried out the construction of an illegal and unauthorized structure. And the law cannot favor any kind of impunity. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to live in a country where things are fair to all. You cannot say that I'm a Muslim, so I have greater rights than a Hindu. I want to live in a country, ladies and gentlemen, where there is no fear. There should only be fear of breaking the law. I want to live in a country, and you want to live in a country too, where a person says, I can act out an act of crime and impunity towards the law. I can carry out a murder or a rape or an act of rioteering. I can go and attack a Ganesh Chaturthi procession. I can go and attack the Ram Navami procession. I can go and attack a Durga idol immersion procession, and then also continue to live in an unauthorized house. And if anybody questions either of the two cases, I will link them up. And I will say that my house is being demolished because I have carried out an attack on a Ram Navami procession. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to live in a fair country. I want to live in a country where there is a fear of the law. And I build a strong argument tonight that for all the people who have carried out illegal occupation of public places, these are the people who believe they want to link religion and politics, religion and society. They can sit on a public road, sit on a public highway, stop your child from going to school, block the ambulance, build an unauthorized structure, and if you ask them a question, they shall say that we are being targeted because we are from the minority community, and that is completely rubbish. All people from the majority and the minority community both have responsibility towards the law, but also duties towards the law. The unfortunate thing is there is one Congress Samajwadi Party lobby which only wants to remind one side about their responsibilities to the law, that is the Hindu community. And ladies and gentlemen, never apply the same logic to their individual vote banks. That is unfair. And I believe the reading of the Supreme Court verdict today, you must go through that 92-page judgment in detail before you come to quick conclusions. And I can challenge anyone to prove me wrong. Let's debate.
The Supreme Court has issued fresh guidelines regarding the pan-India illegal property demolition drive, popularly known as Bulldozer Justice. A bench of Justices B.R. Gawai and K.V. Vishwanathan gave a rather nuanced verdict. The bench stated the executive cannot assume the role of a judge or declare someone guilty. The verdict also says that a show cause notice should be mandatory, seeking reply within a certain time frame on the nature of the unauthorized construction and action taken. The proceedings of the demolition shall be videographed according to the Security Council. However, going by the reactions of the lobby, it seems they are reading a motivated meaning into the verdict. While harping on no executive role, the lobby fails to see that there is only stress on process. The lobby is mistaking the details of procedure for a blanket ban on bulldozer operations as a tool to enforce justice when it is found that the accused are not only involved in a crime but seem to be habitual offenders. More importantly, the Supreme Court has categorically maintained that these directions don't apply to unauthorized constructions on public land. Ironically, the same lobby that is celebrating the verdict after completely misinterpreting it was in favor when Kangna's office was mowed down. They were also excited when Chandrababu Naidu's property was demolished. Listen to Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav's reaction to understand the misreading of the verdict.
जिस तरीके से घर तोड़ा गया था बुलडोजर से, उसके खिलाफ कोर्ट में गए और उसके बाद जो जजमेंट आया है, क्या कोई सोच सकता है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सरकार पर 25 लाख का जुर्माना लगाया है? न केवल जुर्माना लगाया है, बल्कि ऐसे दोषी अधिकारियों के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करने के लिए भी कहा है जिन्होंने बुलडोजर चला करके किसी का घर तोड़ने का काम किया है.
आम आदमी पार्टी's Saurav Bharadwaj also welcomed it.
ये जो बुलडोजर के नाम पे दादागिरी चल रही थी, वैसे भी गैर कानूनी थी और किसी भी सरकार को या उस प्रदेश के हाई कोर्ट को अब तक इसका संज्ञान लेना चाहिए था, तो बड़े शर्म की बात है.
The BJP also weighed in after the landmark order.
पूरे हिंदुस्तान में यदि अपराधियों के मन में कहीं न कहीं डर है, तो हमें लगता है कि अपराधियों के मन में डर होना एक अच्छे देश की निशानी होती है.
कोर्ट का बीजेपी ने सम्मान किया है, हम कोर्ट का सम्मान करते हैं.
As the order sparks yet another political to and fro, all eyes remain on the future of bulldozer justice.
Top jurist and senior advocate in the Supreme Court, Aryaman Sundaram, is our first one-on-one tonight. Mr. Sundaram, has the Supreme Court really said, as is being made out, that everything that the Yogi Adityanath government has done or has been wrong vis-a-vis the use of bulldozers to destroy unauthorized constructions?
Arnab, I think the judgment of the Supreme Court is very clear. It is a harsh criticism on two things. One, if this bulldozer demolition is done without authority of law, meaning against a building which is otherwise authorized, but merely because the owner happens to be a person who's a convict or an accused, it is being demolished. They say it cannot be done if the building is legal. Second, they've also been a harsh criticism as to not following the procedure laid down by law. So there is a big difference. Whosoever you are, high or mighty, criminal or not criminal, whoever you are, if your building is unauthorized, it can certainly be demolished, and the judgment will not apply to such buildings. Of course, with the caveat that the procedure laid down by law of issuing show cause notice and otherwise asking the person to reply and thereafter taking action is followed. The Supreme Court judgment nowhere says that an unauthorized construction, if occupied by any given person, whether they're an accused or whether they're not, or whether they're of a community or not, that building cannot be demolished is not the judgment of the Supreme Court. What they did say was, when you target accused and criminals merely on the ground of being that, of accused or a convict, merely on the ground of being an accused or convict, and demolish his building, that is completely wrong. And I don't think anyone can doubt that. All that is required is, if the building is unauthorized, issue a show cause notice, take action, and of course demolish it. But if the building is authorized, then I do not believe that the law permits anywhere that whosoever the person, the building can be demolished anyway. And that is exactly what the Supreme Court said.
Now, Mr. Sundaram, the Yogi government says that it has given notices, A, to buildings which are not authorized, B, and C, that its act of using the bulldozer has nothing to do with the fact that the individual is involved in any other crime, such as rioting or rape or murder. In that case, what changes?
If that is a fact, if in fact, as the government says, that show cause notice has been issued, the building is unauthorized, and it has been applied irrespective of the nature of the person who's made that unauthorized construction, I see nothing wrong in it. And the Supreme Court judgment
I'll open up to calls
will not in any way come in the way of such an action. And it will not interdict any such action, as what you have just pointed out.
This is such a useful conversation. My attempt on the debate now at 9 o'clock is always to involve the viewer. And viewers now have a chance to speak directly to one of the topmost advocates in the country on such issues as well as constitutional law, Aryaman Sundaram. Ladies and gentlemen, the person on your screen, Aryaman Sundaram, has had a stellar reputation as an advocate. He was earlier in Chennai and then he moved to Delhi more than 20 years back and is one of the most respected senior advocates of the Supreme Court. You can ask him a question or two in case you need clarity so that you don't think, though I cannot put words in Aryaman Sundaram's mouth. Viewers, calls are on. I'll take one or two calls. Mr. Sundaram, my next question to you before the calls come in is this. Is it that the Yogi government or any state government now has to go to the court and get a court order to carry out the act of demolition? Because that may take time.
Not so at all. In fact, the statutes which deal with constructions and with development and with town and country planning development always provide for a mechanism that if there's an unauthorized construction, the executive themselves, the authority themselves, can issue necessary notice, and after receipt of reply to the notice, can proceed with any punitive action, including demolition. If the person against whom such demolition is being moved is aggrieved and say that there is an authorized construction but has wrongly been held to be unauthorized, it is for them to go to court, not for the authority to go to court to get permission to demolish.
So if a person gets a notice, you can go to the court and seek instruction, and in only that case, the government has to reply and then get an order passed. Now, what happens is that orders may get challenged in higher courts. What happens then?
So when a notice is issued, the person replies.
Yes.
And upon his reply, if the demolition is directed, not being satisfied with it, yes, the person can go to court. But in my experience, if the court is satisfied, at the very first hearing, the court has to be satisfied that the construction is a legal construction. For example, the person going there would have to show a plan, a sanction plan, etc. The court would then admit the case and ask for the reply. And immediately upon considering the reply, if they find that it is an unauthorized construction, they will not proceed any further, they will dismiss the case. So in my experience, I can tell you that when an illegal construction is put up and an order of demolition is passed, unless you make out a very strong case as to why that order is wrong, the courts do not interfere. The courts do not bless illegal and unauthorized constructions, nor does this judgment in any manner bless any such unauthorized constructions. All it says is follow the procedure, and that is it.
So this is one of those situations, viewers, if you're listening, where if you're a law-abiding citizen, you have nothing to be afraid about. So if Aryaman Sundaram or Arnab Goswami or any other person in this country owns a house or a flat or an apartment or a piece of land on which they've constructed the house and they have the registration papers for it and they paid registry deed taxes for it and they have got the title deed for it and they have also mutated the land in their name by paying the requisite amount and got it placed in the revenue records, and also with that, if they have followed the due process of law, which is to also get a clearance for the particular house construction so that you have things like FSI and design which are approved and not breaking existing rules, then you have nothing to be afraid about. But, and that's where the big but happens, Mr. Sundaram, we are a country where people love breaking the law or dodging the law. Someone doesn't get their house registered, I don't want to pay the extra money. Someone doesn't get their house mutated, I don't want to pay the government the extra money. I want to get away with it. I want to do jugaad. Or I want to build an extra floor where it is not allowed. I want to break the law there. Only then you have to be afraid, right?
Absolutely. In fact, according to me, if you do such a thing, the law should come down on you with a very harsh and heavy hand. And I'm sure the courts will also support such a harsh and heavy hand on you for not following the law and for breaking the law itself. Okay. No lawbreaker can seek help from a court.
You can ask questions directly. I'm staying with the law part of it with Aryaman Sundaram. We have a caller from Hyderabad. It's the familiar voice of Upasana. Upasana, you can talk to Mr. Sundaram directly.
Hi, Arnav. Hello, Sundaram sir. And thank you, Arnav, for raising this topic from time to time. Sir, I just want to thank you for clarifying on this because, the way Akhilesh Yadav is speaking, it clearly looks like that, the government is doing something against court orders. So thank you very much for clarifying that. I just wanted to know, is there a law to take action against such people who are, basically spreading wrong information or maybe just interpreting the court order in a very different way and spreading that information to a lot of people? So is there a law to take action against such people? I mean, that is very, very important because it always happens that, court says something and something else is, told to people or followers. Even social media influencers do that. So is there a way to stop that?
Well, that's something we find happening very often, unfortunately. Courts give their decisions, and the decisions are interpreted in various different ways by various different factions with vested interests. That often happens. Unfortunately, that becomes a comment on the decision.
Yes.
Of course, if by reason of your misinformation, you create, and if it's a deliberate misinformation, you create a riotous situation, or you create a situation which leads
provoke or incite people,
provoke or incite violence, then certainly you can be punished.
Mr. Sundaram, people are loving the fact that they're talking directly to you. Uday Kumar is calling in from Mangaluru. Viewers, I have limited time with Mr. Sundaram, so this will be the last call to him, please. Uday?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, hi Arnav and Namaskar Sundaram ji. Is it necessary that government should give again a notice to the illegal construction, or they can start demolition overnight?
No. The various statutes which deal with this matter, with constructions in general, always have a provision that if there's an illegal, unauthorized construction, the government may issue a show cause notice, giving a very short time. It doesn't mean months. It could be a week or 2 weeks to reply and to show and to prove that the structure is authorized. And if the person is not able to show it, then an order of demolition can be passed. And once the order of demolition is passed, it can take effect immediately.
Immediately. Yep, absolutely. Well, this has been so useful, Mr. Sundaram, because, what happens in a post-truth world is that we go by the logic of the reaction. What you have tonight is a position on the law. And I thank you, Arima, for joining the program this evening. Thank you. And we have another legal. Thank you so much. And we have Pinky Anand, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court, joining the panel with Anila Singh of the BJP and Shantanu Gupta, pro-bulldozers tonight, I presume, and Ramesh Sabarwal, Anurag Bhadoria, Tausif Ahmed Khan, pro-TMC, Anurag, of course, of SP, and Ravi Srivastav.
Mr.
Yeah, 1 minute. As usual, Anurag has started. Anurag, go on.
आज तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी बहुत
बोलिए हाँ बोल लीजिए बोलिए यू एंड अनिला नोबडी या प्लीज
सोच पे बुलडोजर चल गया सोचिए समाज के अंदर में भारतीय जनता पार्टी अन्याय का बुलडोजर चला रही थी कमाल है किसी के ऊपर में आपने एफआईआर की नहीं और उसके घर को बुलडोज कर देते थे आप ये भी नहीं सोचा कि वो घर कब का बना हुआ है उस घर में उसके छोटे छोटे बच्चे रह रहे हैं उसके पेरेंट्स रह रहे हैं और आप उसका बुलडोज कर देते थे मकान गिरा देते थे अरे कोई अपराधी है तो उसको सजा न्याय देगा ना न्यायपालिका उसको सजा देगी ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार सजा देने लगी थी इसलिए सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने कहा कि अधिकारी और सरकार जज नहीं बन सकते जज करने का और न्याय देने का काम न्यायपालिका का है ये न्याय देने लगे थे सोचिए आप और अभी नई बात क्या बता रहे हैं भाई जिसको कोई भी इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन होता है उसको तो हमेशा ही बुलडोज किया जाता है कोई नई बात तो है नहीं इसमें रॉकेट साइंस क्या था मुझे समझ में नहीं आया कि कोई भी कंस्ट्रक्शन अगर इलीगल बना है तो उसको बुलडोजर से बुलडोज किया जाता था लेकिन उसके पहले एक प्रोसीजर होता था आपको नोटिस दी जाती थी नोटिस का रिप्लाई देते थे आप पेपर दिखाते थे पेपर आपके गलत होते थे तो आपका जो कंस्ट्रक्शन है गिरा दिया जाता था यहां ना पेपर मांगा जाता था ना आपके कंस्ट्रक्शन की कोई आपको देखा जाता था बस आपके एफआईआर हुई है और आपका घर गिरा दिया जाएगा इसलिए आपने देखा सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने आदेश दिया था अब ये केस में कि आप 25 लाख रुपए दीजिए उसका मकान बनाने के लिए ये सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने दिया था तब भी इनके समझ में नहीं आया सर्वोच्च न्यायालय लगातार इनके न्याय ये जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है बुलडोजर से न्याय दे रही थी वो इनके ऊपर इनके न्याय
anyway, आपको बधाई हो आपको आप सबको
समझ में नहीं आया
आप सबको धन्यवाद आप सबको बधाई हो क्योंकि आज ओपन आपको बधाई हो अनुराग जी बधाई हो क्योंकि आज आपके अलायंस को ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम पर्सनल बोर्ड ने कहा है कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंडिया अलायंस के लिए वोट कीजिए तो खुली मुस्लिम पॉलिटिक्स आप कर रहे हैं इसके लिए बधाई हो आपको मुस्लिम बॉडी की खुली सपोर्ट मिल गई। ब्रेकिंग खबर है कि मुस्लिम बॉडी ने कहा कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ कांग्रेस और उन्हें सहयोगियों के साथ
आरएसएस ने मना कर दिया क्या कि बीजेपी को सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे?
नहीं, मगर आपको तो मुस्लिम बॉडी ने समर्थन कर दिया कि सब मुसलमानों को सिर्फ कांग्रेस और उनके इंडिया अलायंस के जितने पार्टनर हैं उन्हीं को वोट करना पड़ेगा।
न्यायपालिका ने आपके ऊपर में
आरएसएस ने बोल दिया।
मैं तो बधाई दे रहा हूं आपको।
सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे।
आई एम गिविंग यू बधाई।
आप बधाई दीजिए।
आई एम गिविंग यू लॉट्स ऑफ बधाई।
नहीं, बिल्कुल बधाई दीजिए।
बधाई हो।
जनता को दीजिए। ये जनता की जीत है, ये जनता की जीत है, उन लोगों की जीत है जिसके साथ सरकार ने अन्याय किया है, उन लोगों की जीत है जिनका घर छीन लिया सरकार ने। आप किसी को घर दे नहीं सकते लेकिन उसका घर तोड़ देते हो। नहीं, उसका घर बुलडोज कर देते हो। ये भी नहीं सोचते उसके बूढ़े माँ बाप है, क्या वो हिंदुस्तानी नहीं है?
आप क्या आतिक अहमद की पैरवी करने आए?
बच्चे जो 2 साल 3 साल
आप आतिक अहमद की पैरवी करने आए? यू कम टू सपोर्ट आतिक अहमद ऑन माय प्रोग्राम। Anila Singh is on the debate of the BJP. I want Anila to reply to this. Anila versus Anila, please. Let's open the debate. Anila Singh, please. Boliye.
My Ram to all, and
Ram, please continue.
My Ram to all, and I was very well listening to Mr. Bhadoria, and Mr. Bhadoria is again advocating for all those, the majority of people who come from one religious community and who are known to do illegal construction. So I totally endorse the views or the verdict or the statement which has been given by the Honorable Supreme Court that if the notices are being served and if the notice is not being recognized by the person, then the authorities have got all the rights to bulldoze it. So if I talk about the Bharatiya Janata Party governments in respective states, especially in Uttar Pradesh, we will keep on doing so. Government is keep on doing so. Bhadoria साहब, आप कुछ भी कहते रहिए, उत्तर प्रदेश में योगी आदित्यनाथ जी का बुलडोजर गैराज में नहीं खड़ा होने वाला है, काम कर रहा है, 2017 से काम कर रहा है, निरंतर काम कर रहा है, बिना भेदभाव के काम कर रहा है, करता रहेगा। अभी सुन लीजिए, क्यों लगातार बोल रहे हैं? आप बोल रहे थे, मैं बोल रही थी। सरकार और चिल्लाते वो हैं जिनके पास तथ्य नहीं होता। डरपोक लोग चिल्लाते हैं, डरपोक चिल्लाते हैं। आपकी पार्टी डरी हुई है। अखिलेश यादव जी और उनके प्रवक्ताओं को, उनके कार्यकर्ताओं को कानून नहीं पता। जो लोग अतीक अहमद और मुख्तार अंसारी जैसे लोगों के साथ सरकार चलाते थे, जो संविधान की दुहाई देके कार सेवकों को गोलियों से भूनते थे, जो अपने वोट बैंक को खुश करने के लिए लड़के हैं, गलती हो जाती है कहते हैं, आज वो हमें सिखा रहे हैं कि कानून क्या होता है। मुजफ्फरनगर के रॉड्स कोई भूला नहीं है। आजम खान जो एक तरफा हिंदुओं के खिलाफ कार्रवाई करते थे और जिसको डिट्टो मुलायम सिंह यादव जी और अखिलेश यादव जी करते थे, कोई भूला नहीं है। योगी आदित्यनाथ जी की सरकार जो है बिल्कुल बुलडोजर चलाएगी, कानून के तहत चलाएगी, नोटिस देकर चलाएगी,
कानून के तहत चलाएगी। ब्रेकिंग स्टेटमेंट ऑन द प्रोग्राम, ब्रेकिंग कमेंट ऑन द प्रोग्राम फ्रॉम द ऑफिशियल स्पोक्सपर्सन ऑफ द बीजेपी फॉलोइंग द सुप्रीम कोर्ट डिसीजन इज हम बुलडोजर चलाएंगे। The representative of the Yogi government on the program tonight, Ramesh Sabharwal, please note. Pinky Anand, please note. शांतनु प्लीज नोट, शी सेज हम बुलडोजर चलाएंगे, जरूर चलाएंगे, कानून के तहत चलाएंगे, नोटिस देकर चलाएंगे। सबरवाल, मिस्टर सबरवाल इज ऑन द डिबेट। मिस्टर सबरवाल,
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने तमाचा मारा है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने तमाचा मारा है। इन्होंने नेचुरल जस्टिस छीना है लोगों का। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इनको चेहरा दिखा दिया है कि ये लोग जज नहीं है, ये लोग जज नहीं है। आप लोग कानून की बात करेंगे, अब आपको कानून के मुताबिक चलना पड़ेगा। आप कानून से बड़े नहीं है, आप संविधान से बड़े नहीं है।
ओपन फाइट नाउ,
बड़े नहीं है बेजबी, संविधान से बड़ी नहीं हो सकती। यही लड़ाई है भारत की जनता, इसलिए लड़ रही है आप लोगों के साथ।
खेती लगाई है, खेती लगाई है। अब वो खरपतवार है ना, उसको हम उखाड़ कर फेंक रहे हैं।
आप लोग संविधान को मानते नहीं है।
वो खरपतवार जो आपने लगाई है ना, इलीगल इमिग्रेंट्स, इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन, इलीगल काम, सब सफाया, चाहे केंद्र में हो, चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश में हो, चाहे मध्य प्रदेश में हो, चाहे राजस्थान में हो, चाहे हरियाणा में, जहाँ हमारी सरकार
से तोड़ते हैं, संविधान का मजाक उड़ाते हैं, संविधान का मजाक उड़ाते हैं, संविधान को अपने हाथ में लेते हैं।
नहीं, इलीगल काम की माँ कौन? कांग्रेस पार्टी।
मुंह पे मिस्टर योगी के
काम की माँ कौन? कांग्रेस पार्टी। क्या तमाचा मारा है भाई?
लगा है तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कुछ नाम लिया, योगी आदित्यनाथ जी का नाम लिया, कैसे
Anila and Ramesh Sabharwal only on the program right now. A 50-50 open fight between the BJP and the Congress tonight. 9:23.
बार ये जो
आप जिसका घर जाते
ये
हैं
on the तमाचा comment.
सर्वोच्च न्यायालय का
भ्रष्टाचार और गद्दारों का साथ देने वाली जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हैं,
कमिश्नर म्युनिसिपल है,
रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बैठे हुए हैं, योगी आदित्यनाथ के मुंह पे चाटा मारा है, योगी आदित्यनाथ के मुंह पे चाटा मारा है। अरे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक बार भी नाम लिया क्या योगी आदित्यनाथ जी का? योगी आदित्यनाथ जी का नाम लिया क्या?
क्यों नाम लेते हैं? सरकारों का नाम लिया जाता है,
जो मुंह में आएगा
सरकारों का नाम लिया जाता है, सरकारों का नाम लिया जाता है,
भगवान को आपकी पार्टी ने आतंकवाद से जोड़ा था ना,
सरकारों का नाम लिया जाता है,
मुख्यमंत्री है तो बहुत परेशानी हो रही है। हाँ, गुंडा
25 लाख का फाइन हो रहा है, शर्म आनी चाहिए।
उनको आप एमएलए एमपी
25 लाख का फाइन हुआ है आपके ऊपर,
सरकार में शामिल करने बहुत गर्व की बात होती है। बुलडोजर और तेजी से चलेगा, और तेजी से हम नोटिस देंगे।
Breaking news, bulldozer और तेजी से चलेगा, says BJP. The bulldozer action will intensify, says the BJP on the program tonight, as Ramesh Sabharwal loses his cool once again. Ladies and gentlemen, Tausif. Tausif.
Arnab, you can do whatever, but you cannot save this BJP government from paying the jurmana of 25 lakh rupiah, 25 lakh rupees fine that Supreme Court has imposed. You can do whatever. You can do endless debate, but you cannot save BJP from paying this 25 lakh rupees compensation.
1 minute. Don't get carried away.
Arnab, you cannot do anything.
Don't get carried away.
In spite of
You have not read the judgment. You have not read the judgment. You have not read the judgment. You do not know anything about the judgment. You are ignorant about the judgment. You have not read one line from the judgment. You have no right to comment on the judgment. You have not read one of the 92 pages of the judgment. You first read the judgment and then debate with me and then challenge me. Pinky Anand is on the debate tonight. Pinky before Shantanu. Pinky Anand's first response to the Supreme Court verdict and the ongoing political debate. Pinky Anand.
See, ultimately, Arnab,
Pinky Anand, please let us speak. Let us listen to her, please. Shanti. 1 minute. Yeah. Pinky Anand.
Arnab, the issue is very simple. Anything which is unauthorized is obviously liable to be struck down. It is the law of the land, and what we've been discussing, it is the local authorities which are empowered under statutes to take such action, including, of course, the normal process. All the Supreme Court has really done is to again reiterate the process and natural justice which is to be followed. But subject to that, linking demolition, unauthorized structures with any other subject is totally alien to the concept of what is going on. The Supreme Court has not gone into that area. It is simply to say that when it is authorized, then it will remain, and without any such authority it will not be removed. But if it is unauthorized, then you will follow the process of law, and that law has been settled not today, but has been there forever. That is normal rule of law and administrative law, that notice has to be given, the parties to be heard. That is the only principles that have been laid down. Any minor violation or major violation of that is procedural violation. The question is not unauthorized construction and any person who is convicted or otherwise accused of an offence. That relationship, I'm afraid, is something which is totally outside the domain of what the Supreme Court has done, and it's a very unfair linkage that is being attempted to be drawn. Unauthorized structures will not be saved. On public roads, they will not be saved. On public space, they will not be saved. Ultimately, they have to go down, and that will remain the law of the land. So, Supreme Court has been rather clear on that.
25 lakh rupees have to be paid. Pinky Anand cannot save BJP.
Tausif and Pinky now. Tausif and Pinky. She is not trying to save BJP.
Not giving up notice, not anything else.
25 lakh rupees Supreme Court has imposed this, you have to pay.
Mrs. Pinky Anand
Yogi Adityanath have to pay 25 lakh rupees fine. And Pinky Anand cannot.
Why do you bring in the names? Why are you bringing in names of people? The question is of the officers concerned, not of anybody who you are raising as the head of the state. Where is the correlation between the two? I don't understand.
Can you save BJP? Pinky Anand, can you save BJP from paying 25 lakh rupees
BJP
fine?
is not involved in this. This is local authorities that take action.
No. It's Uttar Pradesh. BJP is in power. It's BJP's government in Uttar Pradesh. Can BJP government
I don't think you know the difference between political parties and executives.
No. BJP
and officers
is there in Uttar Pradesh, and there's a Supreme
Anyway,
Court has imposed
I think
fines.
No, 1 minute. I think
There is no point in trying to
Tausif, one point. Tausif, first of all. See, Pinky Anand is a senior advocate. She has the right to her. She's not here to fight for a political party.
Why she's
fighting.
No, why are you guys going personal on Pinky Anand? Yeah, she's arguing as a lawyer. What's your problem, Ravi? What's your problem, Ravi? You're being rude.
Whose government is there in UP, sir? Reply me. Whose government is there?
1 minute, Pinky, let me deal with it. Pinky, let me deal with this. I know how to deal with Ravi. One, Pinky, don't get into it. I'll deal with you. Ravi, come here. Talk to me. First of all, don't shout at Pinky Anand like that. Talk to me. I'll deal with you. Come, Ravi, come. Idhar aiye. Come, I'll deal with you. Come, I'll deal with you.
You tell me.
I'll deal with you, no? So I want to. You come here, I'll deal with you.
Action against the
I will deal with you. I'll deal with you.
taken from the retrospective.
I will deal with you.
Since when they have taken
Don't
these
quarrel
actions,
like that with
all
Pinky.
those officers
I am used
should
to
be
dealing
sacked.
with you. She's not used to dealing with you. I am dealing with
They have
you.
violated
I
the
will
law.
deal with
They
you,
should be
Baba.
sacked.
Come, I'll deal with all of you. Where are you running? Anurag Bhadoria kahan bhag rahe hain?
Of the chief minister.
Anurag Bhadoria kahan bhag rahe hain?
And there is a Baba Bulldozer.
Where is he running?
मुझे जाना है.
There is a
आपको कहीं नहीं जाना है, आप इधर बात करिए.
Supreme Court
नहीं
Bulldozer.
जाना है क्योंकि मैं बहुत खुश हूँ आज क्योंकि लोगों को न्याय मिला है. सुप्रीम कोर्ट
तो मेरी
ने
बात
न्याय
सुनिए,
दिया है.
मेरी बात सुनिए. अनुराग जी, बात सुनिए. क्या आप तब खुश थे? 1 मिनट. अनुराग जी, आपसे सवाल है कि जब कंगना रनौत के ऑफिस को तोड़ा गया, तब रवि श्रीवास्तव ने क्यों कहा कि बहुत अच्छा क्या उखाड़ दिया? बताइए मुझे. बताइए. बोला. You said you supported it.
बस्ती की बस्ती उजाड़ देंगे.
I never said it. You said it.
आज बस्ती की बस्ती उजड़ जाती थी. आपको दर्द भी नहीं होता था कि कोई कहा.
मैं बताता हूँ और मान्यवर, मैं बताता हूँ आपको बस्ती कब उजड़ी थी. शांतनु एक उदाहरण देते हुए टू सर्व एन एग्जाम्पल टू द आर्ग्यूमेंट की बस्ती जब उजड़ जाती थी तब हम सवाल नहीं उठाते थे. भैया मेरी बात सुनिए. आप रमेश सब्बरवाल जी के कांग्रेस पार्टी को पूछिए कि जब राहुल गांधी के चाचा संजय गांधी ने ब्यूटिफिकेशन ड्राइव के नाम पर दिल्ली के तुर्कमान गेट में बुलडोजर एक्शन की. जब दिल्ली के तुर्कमान, चिल्ला क्यों रहे? रमेश सब्बरवाल को बुलाइए. जब राहुल गांधी जी के चाचा संजय गांधी ने जब बुलडोजर एक्शन की दिल्ली के तुर्कमान गेट में, कितने लोग मारे गए और किस कोर्ट की ऑर्डर के तहत वो किया गया था? बताइए मुझे. जब बताइए. टेल मी व्हेन संजय गांधी carried out a demolition action using bulldozers at the Turkman gate.
Public लैंड पे encroachment थी. पब्लिक लैंड पे.
ये भी पब्लिक लैंड पे है.
उनको बसाया था, उजाड़ा नहीं था.
ओके, आप बुलडोजर चलाते हैं तो बसाते हैं.
उजाड़ने से पहले
योगी जी बुलडोजर चलाते हैं तो उखाड़ते हैं.
उजाड़ने से पहले
What nonsense is this?
अरे उजाड़ते हैं भैया.
हम ये कह रहे हैं
बसाना versus उजाड़ना.
जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट.
This argument is being made tonight makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. Shantanu is finally on the debate. Shantanu, ladies and gentlemen, Shantanu, please. You support bulldozer action. Let me know. I want to play that on the grid. Yes. Let's cool down.
Whatever guidelines Supreme Court said today, nothing different in UP Urban Planning Development Act 1973. All the demolitions that done in UP and UP government, you know how much land the UP government, Yogi government has recovered? Almost 70,000 acres from the mafias, from the land mafias. Mulayam Singh Yadav were
louder for Shantanu, louder.
And what kind of land were these? Azam Khan, the minister, has usurped 80 acres of land and appointed him the chancellor of the university. You know about Mukhtar Ansari? Mukhtar Ansari's Hotel Ghazal? People used to call ये तो मुख्तार अंसारी का ताजमहल है. That was on illegal land, right? You know Atiq Ahmed. You know his bungalow was next to very near to Allahabad High Court on Chakia Road. That was demolished, and in none of these cases, they all went to court. They all running to the court. In none of the cases they got iota of relief because all the notices were served, and demolition was exactly as per the norms of UP Planning Development Act 1973. And thanks to Supreme Court, they reiterated the same norms again. In fact, I'm thanking Supreme Court. And you know, demolition in UP happened yesterday, they happened today, and they will happen tomorrow.
They won't stop.
They can't protect Multan Ansaris and Azam Khan and
Yes, Anurag Bhadoria on the debate. Anurag back.
कमाई थी, सब जाएगी बेटा, सब जाएगी बेटा. आपकी भी होगी तो आपकी भी जाएगी.
शांतनु जी, आज तो बहुत दर्द है. आज तो थैंक यू भी बोल रहे हो. वाह 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 वाह.
अरे थैंक यू बिकॉज आप लोगों को याद दिला दिया.
थैंक यू भी बोलोगे, डबल
यूपी प्लानिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट.
लाउडर लाउडर अनुराग लाउडर कांट हियर.
बुलडोजर चलाया था, लोगों का घर गिराया था, इसीलिए जनता ने आपको 33 पे समेटा था, हमें 43 सीटें दी थी, क्योंकि हम न्याय की बात कर रहे थे. अपन न्याय की बात कर रहे थे.
अनिला रिस्पोंडिंग बैक टू द डिबेट. यूजफुल बुलडोजर. अनिला बैक.
हमारे स्टैंड एंडोर्स कर दिया. आज हम खुश हैं.
सर्वोच्च न्यायालय
आप तो बेगानी शादी में अब्दुल्ला दीवाना वाली आप लोगों की हालत है.
बताइए.
हम खुश हैं. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा बिल्कुल गिराओ, नोटिस सर्व करो और गिराओ, नोटिस सर्व करो, जो भी लीगलिटीज है उसको फॉलो करो और गिराओ. तो आप तो अब्दुल्ला दीवाना की जो रोल होता है ना वो निभा रहे हो. समाजवादी पार्टी आज जरा सा पूरा जजमेंट जो है ना पढ़ लेना.
चुनाव में वोट के माध्यम से
पूरा जजमेंट पढ़ लीजिएगा भदौरिया साहब.
सर्वोच्च न्यायालय भी थप्पड़ मार रहा है.
आज हम खुश हैं.
गलत कर रहे हो.
25 लाख.
हम खुश हैं कि जो ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट है उसने एंडोर्स कर दिया जो योगी गवर्नमेंट करती है.
25 लाख.
हम नोटिस भी सर्व करते हैं.
मान गए बीजेपी, मान गए भैया.
आप मुझे बताइए, आई वांट टू आस्क यू समथिंग. आप जो मान गए 1 मिनट. अनिला 1 मिनट. अनुराग नाउ माय काउंटर क्वेश्चन टू यू इज, और गंभीरता, धैर्य और ठहराव के साथ जवाब दीजिए. गंभीरता, धैर्य और ठहराव, सीरियसनेस.
अर्नब को मानोगे? क्या अर्नब जी बोल देंगे वही हो जाएगा? आप सर्वोच्च न्यायालय नहीं मान रहे, जनता को नहीं मान रहे. अर्नब को ही मान लो. अर्नब भी आज हमारे साथ है.
कौन आपके साथ है? मैं ना आपके साथ कभी था ना कभी रहूंगा.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी अन्याय कर रही थी.
पेरिश द थॉट.
मेरे साथ खड़े हैं.
ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट का
आप आतिक अहमद के साथ जब तक रहेंगे मैं आपके साथ नहीं रहूंगा. आप मुख्तार अंसारी के साथ जब तक रहेंगे मैं नहीं रहूंगा.
न्यायपालिका से न्याय मिलता है, बुलडोजर से नहीं. और न्यायपालिका ने भी बोला है कि कोई अधिकारी, कोई सरकार जज नहीं बन सकती.
समाजवादी पार्टी, कांग्रेस
पार्टी,
टीएमसी पार्टी, बीएसपी पार्टी, ये सारे के सारे जो वोट बैंक की राजनीति करने वाले फूल्स पैराडाइज में.
Okay, my next question is, why you keep holding yourself like this? ये क्या कर रहे हो? ये क्या एक्शन है? You got hurt? सुबह किसी ने मारा आपको?
उनको
ये क्या कर रहे हो?
शांतनु जी को दर्द हो रहा है.
किसी ने मारा कि ओल्ड स्पाइस की ऐड कर रहे हैं?
सर्वोच्च न्यायालय का थप्पड़ पड़ा है, न्याय का थप्पड़.
दिख के तो लग रहा है कि आपको पड़ा है. शांतनु is on the debate. Since there is jaw is aching. Shantanu, he keeps doing this to the program.
Supreme Court has clarified to the mafia CEO of UP. You know who is the mafia CEO of UP? Akhilesh Yadav.
फैसला पढ़ लीजिए, फैसला पढ़ लीजिए, आपको समझ में आ जाएगा.
योगी आदित्यनाथ very rightly said that समाजवादी पार्टी is a production house of गुंडास.
पूरा ग्रीस और ऑयलिंग और कर दिया है बुलडोजर
का. प्रोडक्शन ऑफ गुंडास.
अब देखिएगा क्या धड़ाधड़ एक्शन होगा.
स्टेडियम बनाने की बात करते हैं वो, यानी जनसुमिस पार्क बनाने की बात करते हैं, पुलिस सिस्टम मजबूत करते हैं, 100 डायल बनाते हैं, 1090 महिला.
पुलिस सिस्टम मजबूत नहीं करते हैं. मुख्तार अंसारी को.
अच्छा, यूजुअली मैं पॉलिटिकल डिबेट पे लाइंस ओपन नहीं करता, बट आज मैं लाइन ओपन कर रहा हूँ. एंड मेरा सवाल है राइट नाउ, एंड इट इज टू एवरीवन. अनिला, मैं सबको एक सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ, बिकॉज मुझे हमेशा लगता है कि मैं सबसे इन्फॉर्म्ड, सबसे वेल रिसर्च्ड एंकर हूँ न्यूज टेलीविजन पर. तो मेरा सवाल ये है,
सेल्फ सर्टिफिकेशन.
जी बिल्कुल, सेल्फ सर्टिफिकेशन.
You also use Old Spice. You take name of that brand. It's a good brand.
हाँ, ले लिया नाम. क्या करेंगे आप?
अरे खाली पीली आप एडवर्टाइजमेंट कर रहे हो. Not expected from you. Even today you cannot save BJP. Admit it.
अच्छा, now listen to me. Tausif, a serious question to you. Tausif, a serious question to you. Listen to me. Tausif and everyone. Can you tell me which page, which paragraph and which number in the 92-page judgment? Anurag ji, bhagiye mat. Which page? Anurag ji, bhagiye mat. No bhagoing. One question and you answer. Where, कहाँ पे योगी आदित्यनाथ या उनकी सरकार का नाम लिया गया है कि बीजेपी के किसी नेता का नाम लिया गया है, एक जगह एक शब्द,
ये बताइए।
नहीं, मैं आपसे सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ। मैं कह रहा हूँ तो नाम ही नहीं लिया आप, क्या व्हाट इंटरप्रिटेशन आर यू डूइंग? कुछ भी,
जवाब दे रहा हूँ,
कुछ भी, कुछ भी।
सुन लीजिए, उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर में, देश के अंदर में जिस तरह से बुलडोजर चल रहा था, जिस तरह से आप लोगों के
ईयर इज एकिंग, कान में दर्द,
उसके लिए हुआ ऑर्डर,
किसके अधिकारियों पे एक्शन की बात सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑर्डर में लिखी, वो बता दीजिए।
एक जगह बताइए कहां पे योगी आदित्यनाथ जी का नाम लिया गया है,
किसके ऊपर फाइन लगा, वो बता दीजिए। आप नाम लिख दीजिए।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार में जो इलीगल बुलडोजर चल रहा था, जो अन्याय का बुलडोजर चल रहा था, उसको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ब्रेक लगा दिया, उसको गैरेज में पार्क कर दिया, उसका डीजल भी खींच लिया, अब उसके बाद चलने के लिए
आज भी चलाया, घटेगा मिटेगा, इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन कटेगा घटेगा मिटेगा।
नहीं, आप कैसे करेंगे, आप बताइए। अब तो बुलडोजर का स्टीयरिंग,
इलीगल कंस्ट्रक्शन जो है ना,
उसको
एक कानूनी प्रतिक्रिया के बाद
नोटिस देके करेंगे, क्या बड़ी बात है।
घटेगा मिटेगा।
आपकी अगर देखिए, जैसे अनुराग जी, आपका शायद मुझे खबर है कि आपकी इलीगल प्रॉपर्टी है, आपको नोटिस देंगे, फिर आपके घर को तोड़ेंगे।
नोटिस देके क्यों नहीं किया आपने अब तक? नोटिस देके क्यों नहीं किया?
नोटिसेस दी गई थी,
ऑल आर डन विद,
एवरीथिंग हैज बीन डन लीगली,
ऑल आर डन विद नोटिस। 7.5 साल में इतना ऐसे थोड़ा जमा किया।
Once again, those windows.
UP government has recovered 70,000 acres, sir. Now 70,000 acres from these land mafias. From these land mafias with Anurag ji and Akhilesh
you can take any
Mukhtar Ansaris and Azam Khans. We thought, oh, they're leaders, they're MLAs and MPs, but we realized, oh, they're land mafias. They're land mafias.
ले लो अनुराग, किसी को भी
माफिया और अखिलेश यादव।
आपने पूरा अकबर नगर गिरा दिया प्रभु, आपको याद ही नहीं है आपने कितने लोगों के घर गिराए हैं, बुलडोज किए।
औरंगजेब सब जाएंगे, अब आप अकबर औरंगजेब जपते रहिए, आप अकबर हुमायूं बाबर औरंगजेब जपते रहिए, उससे कुछ नहीं होगा।
आपने गलत
वोट मिलना था वो मिल गया, और नहीं मिलेगा।
की डिमांड की आपसे,
आप औरंगजेब जपते रहिए बस, औरंगजेब अकबर हुमायूं बस।
अरे आप जपते रहो,
सुनेंगे, बॉस नंबर देंगे, बॉस नंबर देंगे, बॉस टिकट देंगे चुनाव में।
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Christoph is calling from Bengaluru. I hope I have the name right. Christoph. One caller only tonight, viewers. Christoph, are you there?
Christopher, this is Christopher, yes.
Christopher, sorry, Christopher is there. Yes, Christopher, go ahead, please. We want to make your point.
Yes.
Louder.
This Akhilesh Yadav from the Samajwadi Party, he's forgotten his days where he used to basically, help these gangsters, land grabbers, land mafias, and now with the small verdict that the Supreme Court has made, stating that notices need to be served, and they're all excited about it. With this 25 lakh rupee fine, they need to recollect those days where people used to be thrown out of their own land.
Absolutely.
And now they are LA holier than thou.
Absolutely.
Did somebody go to court that time?
Okay, everybody's replying to you. Who's
25 lakh rupees from a Supreme Court is a huge amount. Generally,
only for unauthorized,
like that.
Only if the structure is unauthorized, not if there is an authorized structure.
Penalizing the UP government.
Okay, viewers, I'm running short of time. I would just like to end with pictures of Kangana Ranaut's office being demolished. Now she's a member of parliament, but viewers, remember what is hypocrisy. In September 2020, the Congress Uddhav government did this to Kangana Ranaut's office. They said this is an illegal construction. At that time, remember all of these these pro-Bollywood types, all of the politically correct Lutyens types, all of them said that this was great action against Kangana Ranaut. At that time, the Congress was praised by the same lobby for using bulldozers on Kangana's office. The same people today question Yogi Adityanath. That is why I say they cannot be trusted. I think, viewers, bulldozers are useful. The problem is not with bulldozers. The problem is with those who use bulldozers against the law. The problem is with people who break the law and feel that because they represent a vote bank, they have the right to do what the hell they want. They must be called out. Viewers, we have excellent debates on the other side. And the news continues. It's a big news day when the All India Muslim Personal Law Board is backing the MVA Congress Alliance in Maharashtra.
Time for a quick breather.